Welcome to Ultimate Wrestling Trivia, the show, where we drop a new episode each and every Tuesday right here on YouTube. Now you made it this far, 10 seconds into the video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up, that like, that notification bell. It helps us go a long way, and as always, we would love to hear from you throughout the show. Drop comments, questions, concerns. We'd love to hear from you. All right, before we start, the man way down there, he goes by the superstar, Mike Merc. The man in the middle is Angelo.
That's my Mr. Perfect toss.
Stefano. Well, not so perfect.
I almost had it.
It was close. It was close. One more time. Yeah, he's not perfect. My name is Devin. You can follow us on all social media platforms. We are on the Instagram. We are on the X. We are on the Facebook. All over the place. TikTok. Search Ultimate Wrestling Trivia. All right, it is that time where we are on the road to WrestleMania, where it will be happening April 19th and 20th in Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Las Vegas Raiders, a 65,000 plus seat stadium. They got to fill up. Beforehand, they are doing an 11 city tour in Europe. I think they're going to be over there before they head to WrestleMania season, the road to WrestleMania, which is a little bit later in the year. As of this recording, the Elimination Chamber has not happened yet, so we're going to put on our thinking caps of what we know so far. We know that we have Gunther and we have the Yeet for WrestleMania locked in. The big talk of the town for WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. Cody Rhodes. What do we make of this Cody Rhodes story in The Rock? It's dragging along. We got The Watch. We've got Whispers. We've got Be My Champion. We've got players involved. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. What are we doing, Stefano?
Well, if I put on my prognostication hat and try to see into the future like Nostradamus. Hey, that was pretty...
Oh! Yes. Sorry to interrupt.
Channeling Kurt Hennig over there.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't have a clue where they're going. If it was me, I would say it looks like Cody will sell his soul, but I don't think he will. I think it'll be somebody else. This reminds me of when at WrestleMania, Stone Cold Steve Austin ends up teaming up with Vince McMahon.
Sure. Okay.
And costing The Rock the title. That was, no one saw that coming. It could be CM Punk. What if CM Punk sells his soul to get into the main event against Cody and then...
So we know that because of, I think it was the Royal Rumble, there's a favor to be cashed in for CM Punk at some point. Like, where does that come into play? So you're saying Cody might change the blonde hair to the dark hair as a possibility. You honestly don't know where they're going at all?
I don't really.
You don't even know?
No, I don't.
Guesses,
I don't think Cody will sell his soul and become The Rock's champion. I think a CM Punk would do that. Which would be all kinds of interesting, very intriguing to say the least, if they go that route. Otherwise, I don't have a clue. I'll just enjoy the show.
There you go. Mr. Merc, I know you are the Booker man. First of all, what do you think they're doing, and what would you do?
All right, so first, so what I think they'll do.
Okay.
If you recall back when Stone Cold joined the corporate ministry with Vince against The Rock, that fell flat-ish.
Sure.
The people love Austin. They want to cheer for him. And there's a thing that you have to do. So when you have diehard wrestling fans, so often promoters promote to the casuals because they can count on your diehards to keep watching as a viewer, keep buying tickets. But the casuals is where you make your money. So when wrestling's hot, arenas are sold out. Wrestling's pretty hot right now.
Yep.
However, the fear is that popular wrestler ends up, jumping ship, changing sides, and then what you see is the popular wrestler isn't popular, and the casuals that aren't the diehards aren't as affected by that because they're like, hey, when I last tuned in at Royal Rumble or Survivor Series or SummerSlam, you know, that's when I bought my Cody Rhodes shirt.
Right.
I want to cheer for him. And it's not this, oh, wow, Hulk Hogan joining the NWO, no one saw it coming, let's litter the ring with trash. It's like, well, some people are for it. And you still have to have that strong babyface carry aside. And so I don't see Cody turning. I think CM Punk is an excellent choice for the reasons Mr. Stefano laid out. But just as well, maybe, just maybe, it is Cody against a John Cena, whether it's, you know, Cena comes out ahead in Elimination Chamber. That is a possible scenario. As far as what I would do, I think you got to keep Cody on the babyface side until you absolutely can't anymore. And I think that a baby match, which traditionally doesn't do as well, would work. Maybe Cena elevates Cody, and then The Rock gets involved or is foiled because John Cena teases that he's joining Team Rock, but actually doesn't. So I don't know, but either way, like I'll be happy, I'll be satisfied, and I will watch.
Yes. So Cena and Cody, you think both of you guys, as of right now, think that's where they're gonna go for WrestleMania?
I say CM Punk.
CM Punk and Cody.
Oh boy, this is Cena's last Mania. Ooh.
Like, yeah, I guess I want to know,
wow.
like, whoever you don't put in there, what do you do with
the other one?
The other one.
And,
what do you do with Roman? What do you do with Cody? Or do they get involved in that?
And Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins,
you know,
is another.
so Punk, Seth Rollins have been teasing.
Lay it out as of right now. What would you do with those players right now? Where would you plant them right now on the WrestleMania card?
And maybe, just maybe, you have a three-way.
Okay.
Cena, Punk, and Cody.
Okay.
That works to a degree, and then you could have Roman versus Seth.
Okay.
But you've got 5 wrestlers for 2 matches.
Which is good. That's a good problem to have, I guess. What would Stefano do? Where would you put him on the card and be the booker?
Wow.
I know it would change. It would change. Like, I could ask you tomorrow and you would have a different opinion, but it's the hot take right now.
I don't like 3-way dances. I especially don't like them for a title. I would go... I'd like to see CM Punk, Cody, because I think you could turn Punk and it'd be really, really riveting to watch.
Okay.
And then I could see Roman, Seth.
Okay.
And I don't know what you would do with John Cena. It's his last Mania. You have to do something pretty big with him.
Sure.
I don't know what that is.
Is that where you insert like an AJ Styles or a Randy Orton or something?
Or
person that he had a rivalry with.
Cena could be a guest referee during Punk Cody.
Okay.
And that could cause an issue. All kinds of possibilities. I guess that's probably what I would do.
All right. Well, and it's kind of interesting that you say you don't like 3-ways, because we're going to talk about your favorite WrestleMania moments, and like some of the best WrestleMania main event moments ever are the 3-ways. We had like Daniel Bryan from WrestleMania 30. You had the Triple H and HBK and Chris Benoit was a 3-way, which was a great. So we're talking about favorite WrestleMania main events. Of course, we would love to hear from you in the comments which one you guys like. There's a bunch of mine that come to mind right away. Obviously, taking you back to 1987. Wasn't a great wrestling match, as most people will always say, but it sold out. WrestleMania 3, and we're talking about Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, that main event alone standing the test of time, where Andre the Giant was a focal point. He was like the man, and we were told he never was slammed, even though we know that's not true. But Hulk Hogan came along, created the mega world of Hulkamania running wild. That one pops in my mind. Also, I take you back to the year 2020, the Boneyard graveyard match, the cinematic. We've never seen anything like that. The Undertaker and AJ Styles, where it was Undertaker's last match, where he transformed into this biker, the dead man, a zombie, all kinds of different things, and rode off into the sunsets on his motorcycle. I always thought that one was way ahead of its time, and you see a lot of the cinematic matches now. I always enjoyed that one. That was a great main event. What about you guys? Favorite WrestleMania main event moments? Any stick out?
I have the most tragic WrestleMania.
Are you going to be okay? Do we need some Kleenex?
Main event that pertains to me, the most tragic one.
Tissue, yes, give the man a tissue.
Don't mock my pain. The most tragic WrestleMania main event is WrestleMania 2.
WrestleMania 2? Okay.
Because I was in junior high school.
Okay.
I had my friends over to watch the pay-per-view. We actually had to go to the local cable company, purchase the pay-per-view at the cable company, and then come home with the box, and you set the box. It was a process.
It was a process
to watch old.
This man is older than like the 2-tape Titanic VHS old. Like that's old stuff you had to do there. So
right. So I bet my best friend at the time $5 that King Kong Bundy was going to defeat Hulk Hogan because Hogan had his ribs taped up because he had been splashed repeatedly on Saturday night's main event. And I'm like, Bundy's going to crush him, blah, blah, blah. So I bet him $5. And lo and behold, Hulk Hogan summons the power of Hulkamania and comes out triumphant. And I lost $5. Now, this is back in 1986.
Right.
So
Did you even have $5 back then?
I had $5. How cheap do you think I am? So in 1986, $5...
Big deal.
In today's money is like $250,000. So I lost like $250,000 on Hulk Hogan. And if I run into Hulk Hogan someday, I am going to paintbrush him until he gives me my money back. And I don't want the $5. I want the modern equivalent. So he owes me, as far as I'm concerned, $250,000.
To quote Dashing Derek, would you stop?
I need to add to this story.
Oh, gosh. Were you that friend back in 1986?
I did not yet know Mr. Angelo Stefano in 1986. But in 2001, 2002, there was some local wrestling shows that we were a part of. And there was a Thursday show at the Kewaunee County Fair in Luxembourg, Wisconsin. Mr. Stefano won a 20-man over-the-top rope battle.
Wow, okay.
And what ended up happening, Stefano had some of his henchmen. They pulled wrestlers out of the ring.
Shocking.
And he won very dastardly. Well, since he won, his prize was he would be taking on King Kong Bundy.
No kidding.
In the main event of Kiel, Wisconsin that Friday night, the very next night. And with Mr. Stefano, with some very big brass cojones, got in the ring. And I am devastated that we do not have footage of this.
Oh, man.
Because you got to remember, this is a little bit before cell phones and things like that. So, because this was just a spot show in Kiel, Wisconsin, but there's 300 people in attendance that can testify. Mr. Stefano got on the mic, told this same story, name dropped his friend Chad Kramer as the person that he owed the $5 to. Got in King Kong Bundy's 6'4", 400-pound face.
I got a feeling this
and
is
says,
one.
I demand my $5 back.
Wow. There's got to be footage out there somewhere.
So, I think I should finish the story and let the people know what happened next.
Yes, please do. This is a cliffhanger. What happened? What happened?
King Kong Bundy, 5 across the eyes, big avalanche in the corner.
So the same thing you wanted to do to Hulk Hogan, paintbrush him.
There was a 5 involved, but it was not a 5-spot changing hands. It was a 5 count by King Kong Bundy on a fallen Angelo Stefano.
We need to edit this out of this show. We need to edit that.
Merc, do you still have that tissue over there? I think
we do.
See, I told you it was a tragic story.
Road to WrestleMania, your favorite main event. So we would love to hear from you. Drop it in the comments. Of course, another one that just popped in my head when we were telling that amazing story. Definitely rewind and listen to it again. Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar back in 2003. Of course, everybody knows it from the failed shooting star attempt. But prior to that, that was an amazing one. I put that right up there. All right, we are switching gears a little bit to AEW Revolution. They they got themselves a pay-per-view coming up here March 9th. And that's happening at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California. And I know you are excited to run down this card, being an AEW fan yourself. The AJ, Big Boom, Big Justice, they're going to be involved with it. The Costco guys, they don't know who they're going to be fighting, but are we excited to see them?
No.
Bring the
Why?
boom! We bring the boom!
Why?
No? Okay.
Those people belong in a zoo.
Okay. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher face each other in a steel cage match. Who's winning that one? What do you got?
Well, I gotta think Will Ospreay will win. You know, when you look at the recent Dynamites, Don Callis should theoretically be not involved since this match is taking place in a cage.
Yes.
And then all of these Callis henchmen should be kept away. That
Much like Stefano's henchmen.
That should be enough to give Will Ospreay the win.
Okay.
But it is pro wrestling, so even though they are in a steel cage, it does not guarantee there will not be outside interference. But I'm here for that. Will Ospreay is the best wrestler in the world. Kyle Fletcher is one of the most promising up-and-coming wrestlers.
True, yeah.
While I'm not a super big fan of that new sleeve he's been sporting on his arm, he's still pretty amazing in the ring.
Stefano, you liking Mr. Will Ospreay?
Ospreay by a mile.
All right.
After about 5 flips.
Your favorite wrestler?
Only 5?
Only 5. He's going to tone it down.
I noticed a theme in this, actually. $5. 5 from Bundy, 5 flips. Just
move on.
Your favorite wrestler, MJF battles Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah, I still love MJF. Thank God for MJF. He's the sole reason to pay attention to AEW. I just see this as a stepping stone for MJF to the challenge for the heavyweight title whenever the world's worst champion ever, Moxley, decides he's going to not have the belt anymore, whatever he's done. He's awful. Give it to MJF, please.
Hangman Adam Page, MJF, Merc.
I think the loser of this match is going to go away for a little while.
Wow.
And we saw a lot of MJF on television of late. I do think the winner is elevated to the title picture, and I think the loser is going to be going on hiatus.
Wow. All right. We will watch
I don't know who that will be.
Singles match for the AEW TBS Championship as Mercedes Moné battles Momo Watanabe. I know you're thinking 5-star classic here. All right, we'll go to Merc. Merc, who are you picking for this one? Mercedes?
So, Momo is an extension of the New Japan relationship that they have with them and the female promotion, Shine? No,
Stardom.
Excuse me.
Stardom.
Shine is out of Florida.
That's all right.
Stardom. And this will be, sadly, a one-off. Should be a very good match.
For sure.
But it's not something that's going to make a lot of fans reach into their wallet and buy a pay-per-view.
Singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship as Timeless Toni Storm, your champion once again, faces one of my personal favorites right now, Mariah May. I'm loving this battle here.
Again.
People want to see it. It's on pay-per-view, folks. Revolution.
I've had about enough of the Toni Storm being the greatest actress in the world angle. It's getting ridiculous. It was fun a little bit at the beginning. Now it's
timeless right now. It's timeless.
It's Fonzie jumping the shark.
It's literally timeless.
That's not. No,
that's great.
It's great, guys.
That's great.
You guys are wrong.
Must see TV.
Yeah.
So I
strap on her.
I don't think the title is going to hotshot and switch back to Mariah May so quickly, since Toni just won it at Grand Slam in Australia. So I think Toni hangs on.
Moving right along, a singles match for the AEW International Championship as Don Callis takes his man Takeshita to battle none other than Kenny Omega. By God, this should be an amazing match. 10 stars. I'm going with Kenny Omega in this one. What say you?
Tony Khan has more belts than Joe Jackson did. How many titles are in AEW?
I mean, enough. There's a lot of Men and women. That...
You add in the ROH titles, it does get to be a lot. But they have a big
But
roster.
you can do that with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, I bet, too.
If
they have women intercontinental champions over there.
And women United States.
And women United States. So there's
Greenfield.
a lot of belts on the other side, but that just doesn't get talked about. But anyway.
it doesn't, and that's a fair point, but I like to pick on Tony Khan, so
Shocking.
I'm going to make fun of him for having all these title belts or championships. Say championship. Here's a question. If I don't pick Kenny Omega, do I still get a Christmas card from you?
Yeah, you do.
I do. Well, just to be safe, I'll pick Kenny Omega because I wouldn't want to be on your bad side.
All right. Takeshita, Kenny Omega should be a classic. Merc, what say you?
It'll be a banger. It'll be a good match, but Takeshita will hang on because Don Callis can't have all his guys losing one night.
Ah, that's true. So you're saying Will Ospreay beats Kyle Fletcher then?
I do, and I don't think Kenny Omega needs the AEW International title.
Yeah.
It does look mighty fine around Takeshita's waist. There was a lot of talk and rumor that Takeshita was unhappy a couple of months back. And it is funny that a lot of times when a wrestler is rumored to be unhappy, they end up with a championship belt and a push. And so was that done to keep them happy, to keep them in the United States, or renewing a contract perhaps? We'll see. But if you're going to put the title on them, you need some strong victories, and Takeshita with a big win over Kenny Omega helps catapult, and deserves it. He's super talented.
So speaking of talent that's unhappy and you throw a belt on
Yeah,
him,
where's my belt?
Is that why you walk around with that heavyweight belt on all the time?
I don't. Where is my heavyweight belt?
We got to put a belt on this guy to keep him happy here.
I need some respect in this business, I tell you.
The AEW World Championship is on the line as Jon Moxley defends the title against none other than Cope and Moxley, who's walking out of Los Angeles, California as the champion.
I'm going to do my Moxley interpretation right now. I'm going to move my head side to side and cut a promo that makes no sense. I'm bald. I don't wear a shirt, but I wear pants in the ring. I'm going to beat up Edge. Oh, I can't call him Edge. He's Cope. I'm going to beat up Cope. I'm never going to take the title belt out of the duffel bag or briefcase I have it in. Mox is my pick.
I wouldn't have guessed without that.
That is my dead on, spot on impersonation of him.
Wow. Let us know what you thought of his impersonation there. Merc, keeping the belt on Mox?
I do. Cope doesn't need the title. I don't.
Does Mox need the title?
No, Mox doesn't need the title either. But then, what do you do with Mox?
Yeah,
if
I kind of
drops the title. So
I would say he almost does right now. Because what do you do with him?
Unless Mox goes into the G1 and then he goes away.
Could be.
This could be part of Cope's, maybe, hey, put the belt on me.
That could happen. That could happen. I just, with Cope having a limited window and a limited amount of dates left on the bump card, it's entirely possible. I just don't see that happening. I see Mox hanging on to it.
All right, there you go. AEW Revolution. We would love to hear from you guys what you guys think is going to be the best match, the worst match, predictions as well. All right, we move on to the double dose of trivia. The big rumor going on right now as of this recording, Demolition may go into the Hall of Fame. We hope it happens. It's long overdue. They stopped by the studio today. Axe and Smash, double dose of trivia. Check it out.
What was the name of the 1989 movie that I was in with some guy named Hogan?
If I had to choose between wearing a mask or wearing face paint, I definitely would wear face paint. Because the mask, it seems like when you're in the ring, you have a hard time seeing different directions. So the face paint all the way. Who in wrestling both wore a mask and wore face paint?
All right, that is friends of the program, Axe and Smash. Do you know their trivia? Drop it in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. We are on the road to WrestleMania. It is swerving right and left, snaking all the way through. This is a great time of year to be a wrestling fan. Almost like Swerve. Skirt, 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 skirt. No?
Please don't touch me.
All right. That about does it for Ultimate Wrestling Trivia.